Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Blackout Gaming TV. With me is Sigafoo. How are you doing today, man?
I am doing fantastic. Ready for some beautiful Swiftwater action.
Yep, that it is. It is, as you can see on the screen, it's Bote Salva Vidas, which means boats save lives versus Team Colonslash Crash. Team TC. I nailed that one. Yes.
But it was actually, I have to say, I was very impressed by your pronunciation of it because I could not do anything near close to it.
Yep. So, it's going to be the veteran map, the UGC Swiftwater map, which of course is a map for snipers, spies, soldiers, scouts. Pretty much every single class except the heavy. The heavy's like...
Or like pretty much any all the support classes just have no fun on it. But besides that, it's a great map.
Yeah, it's pretty good. People are... Apparently it's someone's birthday today. Balloons and confetti all over the place. Should be good. They have readied up, so we just have waiting for 90 seconds here, so it will be interesting to see what they decide to do here. And yep, looks like we're going live.
So how do you feel about the Swiftwater being on UGC? Do you think it should be played in UGC? Do you think it's kind of being forced into it?
I'm always a fan of new maps, but I think like UGC hasn't gone through enough iteration, and it's not really a good map, because what's kind of like evolved to is that nobody really bothers doing anything at the first push, and that kind of makes like this entire area here with this house kind of redundant. Like maybe you put a sniper in there, but that's it so far.
Yeah.
Everybody just goes for the tunnel immediately, and then you have like this timer. You're just basically waiting for the cart. So
Mission begins
we will
in
see.
30 seconds.
It's definitely one of the longer maps, more stamina based. Who can hold out the longest? Stuff like that.
Looks like we got a traditional build of, or one of the traditional first point builds, especially if you're using level 3, inside of the cave or tunnel, whatever you want to call it, on the back side. And looks like, yeah, as you said, they're going to do the traditional hold by the tunnel, and actually the sniper is going in the house.
Yep, so I think like he will be one to watch right now. His name is /_0 greater than.
How about high five?
Or high five, yeah, we can call him high five. So he's watching there. Upa guiding kill on the soldier. At this point in time, it doesn't really matter what the sniper kills. I think like scout maybe to buy some more time on the cart. Perhaps.
Yeah,
he did
if
get
you
a
can
pyro.
get the medic and spawn, but besides that, yeah, it's pretty much pointless.
He gets a soldier as well. A couple of kills here. Oh, and and the engineer here. Yeah, he's definitely, that's a 3-for-1 right there, so he's definitely made up for something. But at this point in time, we're just basically stalling them, and he has the Razorback as well, so no Girardi or SMG shenanigans.
Good delay so far. I mean, they had they took down a lot of people. Both saved lives, and they are getting a decent time hold out of this. You know, not great, but this is about what you can expect out of it.
Yeah, the sniper's being very weak. We have Spud here, the demo man from TC, in the front here, being contesting and stuff like that, just keeping the spam on. He's going to jump around the side here, and yeah, they do get the point of that. Opens this gate here, and he's actually going to go around on the side here. A bit of a roamer versus roamer demo man here, going down.
Zapparo's going to come save him, let him back inside. Zaparo goes 1v1 against the scout and the demo man. Now the demo man coming in up top. Combo's actually all up top. Demo goes down for Bote, and they are coming in. Uber popped on the second point. Counter Uber on top of each other. Which one is going to be flashing a little bit longer? Looks like Red's going to get the better of this. Pyro blasting them back, and
oh yeah, there's
heavy
just
versus
more,
heavy.
Yeah, more blue. Look at them on a dead for Red right now. There's a lot of defenders down, and the sentry is just level 1. It's being wrangled. We got that Milchman. Hoping to take care of that.
And they're going to be able to roll through this second point nice and easy. And we'll see if they can keep this momentum through to the third point. A lot of teams will opt in this position to kind of not really hold the third and go for a stronger fourth point. And so we'll kind of see what Bote decides to do here.
I'm just watching Kaiser. He's all the way in the back, and yeah, not the best of picks he can go for. I actually decloaks right in front of the engineer and gets taken out, so that's unfortunate. Let's see here, defense going up. Buildings are gone once again. Dak is still alive, but no buildings as of yet. So.
Fortunately, got Doyce taking the role of the sentry on top of the roof, spamming down onto cart as they're slowing this down.
nice little flank Uber here coming in and completely annihilating the defense here. And yeah, they just need to get people on the cart and get that stuff ×3. No time to not do that. There's no reason not to do that.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Is Bote trying to hold that third point, didn't have Uber advantage. He's going to go down to a backstab here. And now fourth is given up for free because of the attempt on the third hold. The engineer's probably going to get taken out here, coming out that door. Barely gets away, but they're going to be able to hold very forward here, the TC combo, and they should be able to just walk this up the ramp, but just give it 2 minutes, because this is a long pathway.
Yeah, and also they're really far ahead from the cart here. I mean, it's going to take a while for the cart to even get here, so potentially there is some opportunities for the defenders to kind of punish them for that. And let's see if the blue team decides to overextend or what they decide to do. They just seem to be holding down this area here.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for them to get punished for this unless the medic gets picked off.
Oh, interesting work by the soldier here coming in and putting on the pressure to the demo man there and actually taking him out. So very nice work of the Contra there. You're seeing that weapon being used a lot in Highlander these days.
Yeah, it's so deadly to help all your teams get the little heals. And looks like Uber's in on blue at last. Demo man's caught away from the medic, dropped away. He's barely... How is he alive right now against the Pyro? Spam coming down onto the gun, and it is going to keep alive. But a lot going down for Bote. The gun gets taken out finally. Uber out onto the cart with the demo man, trying to put down the spam, and even numbers here, so they might be able to hold this off a little bit longer, but Scout's on the medic. Oh, Uber solved by Johnny, and he's going to keep alive and get a little bit more charge out of that.
Yeah, and actually that made them pretty much even in the Uber race here, but this is enough. They have no sentry. They've been losing their defense pretty much as soon as TC has been pushing. So we will see. Oh, they lose their heavy and their medic as well as another Conjurer coming in here as well. That extra speed and health being very, very potent.
Yeah, I think all Bote can really do here is just hope for seconds. This isn't about trying to hold it off for 5. This is about holding it off for 30 or 40 more seconds, because it is not looking good for them right now.
Oh, Mickey here, a bit of an overextension. So the attackers lose their heavy, but Uber Demo Man coming in here. Cart is dangerously close to the pit, and they already have times to run out. Nobody to contest. Soldier coming in bombs, but it's not going to be enough. And 5:05, that's a pretty quick time.
Yeah, that is insanely good.
So now teams have been switched.
Yeah, and I think this really speaks to, I think, one of the most important parts that Swiftwater, I think, really punishes, other than a lot of other payload maps. You know, payload maps, I think, are a lot about transitions. How can you transition from offense and defense from one point to the other? And it's really knowing what you can transition to and if you're going to be able to hold a point off. And I think Bote was a good example of their transitions were slow, or they're trying to be too aggressive in their holds, and then a really good job counter to that by TC getting very aggressive and taking ground ahead of the cart, making sure that Bote didn't have a chance to try to stop it.
Yeah, because they never got, like, they lost their gun pretty early in the tunnel, and then they pretty much never had a stable sentry defense after that.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
it's kind of like the momentum we keep hearing about, where people just keep going. Do we have a pause?
I think so. That or people are really good, and this is like a giant troll on us.
Yeah, well, I'm being told by a little birdie in my ear that we do have a little pause going on.
3, 2,
Okay. So yeah, it will be interesting to see if Bote can put on an offense like this. Hopefully, like, what I think is going to happen is that they're not going to be able to, but then in the next round they're going to be stabilizing just a little bit.
Yeah, I think they'll do much better. I mean, I think their mistakes were not gigantic. I mean, obviously they were gigantic in the game, but they're really simple fixes to correct, you know. And I think that just is like, it's kind of like a bad water second. I think it's like one of those points which you never want to give up a point. It's kind of this nature. You never want to give up a point. Like, they should have just given up third. But it's like, oh, we don't want to give that up. We want to fight for it. But then you do that, you die. And just as you were saying, just like the transitions and you just get everybody down, and then boom, suddenly it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of like the thing where it's do or die. Like, you always obviously want to stall for time,
right?
Because it's like, yeah, that's the whole idea of defending is just wasting your opponent's time and just doing as much as you can. But if you overcommit to stalling, you will actually help your opponents, and that's kind of what happened with Bote on their first defense here. So apparently there's some server issues going on, horrible lag and stuff like that, so we will see what happens as it develops here.
Yeah, so Swiftwater. So have you played much Swiftwater?
Not
HiGPS?
after, since I stopped playing competitively. I think I played like 1 or 2 lobbies or a few mixes on it, but personally I don't like it when it's easy to snipe on a map, and that makes it me not really like the map, so I'm not really a huge fan of like Lakeside or Upward or this map in particular. I like maps where it's a bit more pain in the ass to actually snipe, because that makes the map a bit more balanced. Like it shouldn't be impossible, but it should be like hard. It shouldn't be easy. So I feel like a lot of maps suffer from very long sight lines, because the sniper meta these days are pretty huge.
Yep.
And I think like limiting the way he can shoot. Like there is some, like I think Gullywash is probably my favorite map to snipe on of all, because it has the one of the best mix of good spots and bad spots. But here it's just like spots are everywhere. Like if you look at the first point here, you can stay inside the house, you can stay inside the stairs, you can stay all the way in the back, you can stay in the tunnel. You can
There's so many sight lines, you can't predict them all.
Too many sightlines for me. Alright, so it looks like pause is over and we're about to start here. HUD has been refreshed. However, it will be behind ever so slightly. So let's take a look here. Let's see. Where is Darbilchman? Yeah, he is actually... he's inside the tunnel. He's not going to opt to go for the house. He's just going to watch for jumpers, I guess.
Interesting, we got Zupperman up in the house as a scout. Kind of curious what he's expecting to do. Mini Sentry should be able to shut him down if he tries to go down in the cart. So I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of curious to see what he'll do.
He might go for a force if the medic decides to go there, but I really doubt that Dojinero is going to go there. He's currently just hanging out inside the spawn.
It's caught up by the soldier. He's going to try to get away.
Got MS Animator 7 just standing on top of him. How do you even get up there? Well, anyway, he's standing there. Good look on everything.
Pretty much, really good cart movement. I think that's something that's really underrated, and it's not the prettiest thing to talk about, but they've done a really good job about getting that ×2, ×3 on the cart, getting this cart up here, and they didn't even really apply that much pressure.
And also we see it's quite common for the backwards teleporter for the engineer. They just teleport it back here. So let's take a look at Zache, what he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to like turtle backwards pretty much. He's not going to commit all that much, but this sentry is very vulnerable if they lose this room here where the combo is currently holding. So I guess they're banking on the sentry stopping whatever's on the card and the combo stopping whatever wants to go through here. Which it looks
well, with the
like...
pyro... Yes, sir, go ahead.
You can go ahead.
The pyro's playing really close to the combo at the one-way, which is really effective means, because if they come through that room... Oh, never mind. Speak of the devil, here they come through. Uber's exchange up at the one-way. Which one has the better Uber? I can't tell, my HUD isn't updated, but it looks like Red is going to take the better of that. Med's caught in, and that's exactly what they wanted to happen in that circumstance. Caught the Med in, Med couldn't get out, and now they got the really big advantage here.
So yeah, a bit of a failed push there. Time is ticking away, and it's going to be pretty tough to push all that way with such an amazing time that TC put the first round.
Yeah, I mean, they basically have... my HUD's not up down almost yours. I have to get that update, but they basically have to play perfect.
I was just going to say, it's about a 30-40% advantage for the defending team in Uber as well. And yeah, there the HUD has caught up. And yeah, no sign for the attackers either, so that's going to hurt them.
Yeah, the problem with pushing through that one way, especially when the combo's holding there, you have to pop first as the blue team, which is exactly what happened in that circumstance. Well, that means Red's always going to have, the defense is always going to have a better Uber.
They're actually going on the other side. They're actually ignoring the sentry for a little bit here, because they can actually just reposition them away so they don't actually get hit by the thing.
Perfect. Good positioning by them. Heavy's out on the side, going on one-on-one with the scout as they were trying to push the cart, but Gun's going down on it. And
look at the scout though coming up here. This is pretty ballsy, but the sentry is pretty good against scouts. But hey, he works. They took out the engineer. Oh, the engineer's still alive, but the sentry gun is down, and they can push the cart here. So, bit of an unorthodox push, but it worked.
I mean, I think it made sense pushing opposite of the combo and gun as well. They took a lot of ground, was able to spread out, and then their sniper and I think whoever else kind of helped distract was able to take down the gun and Cart's very close here, ready for a spy cap to at least get some. They're not going to win this round in the next minute 30, but they can at least get some, positivity in their chat.
Yeah.
Just.
Because about the momentum, it's not just that once you start losing, it's easy to continue to lose, but once you start yelling at your team, it's easy to just continue yelling at your team and being negative and all that stuff. So hopefully, well, they did a pretty good push there.
Yeah, they're going to be able to re-push this right here. Heavy over the top, dropping down onto the cart, spy on the cart. There is a sticky trap on the cart, but they're going to be able to cap it. And it, again, just nothing but a... I can't think of the word right now. Damn. Anyways, but they're going to be able to take this. And a lot of down for actually on defense here.
Yeah, I'm just watching the Dois cam here as the most of we're just basically waiting for the clock to stop at this point in time here. But they are... I guess you can say they're just practicing for the next round. Because, yeah.
Consolation.
That's 5-4 or 5-5. It's definitely pretty much a free win point. And I have been told that we are going to be switching servers.
Yeah, and I think this is a good example of, talking about transitions and stuff like that, is that by the time they were able to hold off and stall on second here, and they basically gave up second when the cart got close and started rebuilding and getting in position on thirds. Now they have a very strong third defense, which again wasn't necessary, but I think is a good example of being able to utilize your transitions to get your stuff together, so then you're not building at the last second, basically.
Yeah. There we go. TC Crash taking it out 1-0 so far in this best of 3. So we are going to be switching servers. So we will take a little break in the meantime. Before we do that, we can look at the scores, and yeah, it's pretty much favoring TC, who won the first round there.
Yeah, looking at the logs, it looks like definitely the big players in the first round here was Mickey on Heavy and Spud on Demo Man for TC, combining for 36 kills or 18 each, which the closest person to them is 7 down. They definitely are putting out the damage and getting the kills.
Yep. So we will be right back as soon as the server switch has happened. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the second half on another server. For you watching on the YouTube VODs, it would be pretty much back-to-back, but for you streamers, stream viewers, welcome back. Sigafoo, how are you doing? Still good?
I'm doing great as always.
So yeah, quite a convincing first round from TC. We talked about this in the break, so maybe you want to elaborate on that. You've talked a little bit about Bote's strategy for the defending part of this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they just got to be smarter about being able to back out of points. I mean, I kind of said it, before, but it just comes down to that simple. Like, just know when to give up a point. Don't send any players out to it, or only send like players that you're okay with dying, like maybe a soldier or scout. But just make sure you're backing up. I think TC did that really well, and I don't think they were getting just purely out DM'd. I don't feel like they got just manhandled. I think they can really turn this around. But they're gonna be setting the time this next round, so hopefully they'll be put up probably a good time. Probably I'm guessing around like 10-15 minutes, and hopefully they can hold for that as well and not give up another 5-minute time.
Yep. So we will see. I'm watching the Zacher cam right now. I think in German he's like Sacher, and then you got Milchmann, and then you got Spud. Spud. That's probably the other way it is. And Mickey, yeah, lots of Germans. I love Germans.
They have a teleport going up here in the staircase. I think it's going to be a backwards.
Yeah, that's a backward teleporter. That's very common for Euro Swiftwater, from what I've seen. It's been very few who doesn't do that. So we will see here. Regular river for both teams, looking pretty standard so far. And we're actually going to have Oxy, the soldier, just to kind of hang around this house area.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Pretty much the same hold they did last time. We got the party in the window out of the blue team as they're getting ready to go out here.
Yep, so we will see what's going on here. Lots of stickies on the roof and the wall there. I think MS Animator 7 will actually tell his Demoman to detonate if the Demoman isn't watching. So we have a suicide heavy here down in the pit. Some additional damage.
He's doing a good job again, Bote, taking a lot of ground, making sure they're getting that time 3 on the cart, pushing it forward, spamming into that. You know, just, you know, it seems it's kind of interesting that TC just opting not even to play outside of the tunnel.
I like what Oxy's
playing
doing,
it really,
the red
really
soldier,
passively.
kind of just hiding there. And it's probably going to go over for the drop on the medic when the medic moves out. I'm
yeah, I see. Oh, yeah.
So, kind of just under distraction. I think the spy will actually tell. Yeah, the spy's going to see. Yeah, he sees the medic. The medic is moving out, and let's see here. The
He's
sentry
starting to move
has
out.
to move back. Yeah, and there
Going
comes
for
Oxy.
the bomb right now.
Yeah. Oh, lands one rocket and actually gets the force there. That is very impressive.
Yeah, great play by Oxy there.
Yeah. So take a look at the Zacha. He has teleported back, and they're looking for a more steady hold there. Looks like maybe the new meta is just to give up the tunnel as well and just go straight for the third point.
Yeah, I mean they can get this hold on. I think that, you know, Bote had a really good push from the underneath the balcony side, the cave side, but the sniper get a clean shot on the gun without being spammed by it. So they're actually going for that push again. You can see them rotating underneath, and we're going to see Bush out here shortly. Oh no, the medic went down. The body shot in crossing.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. So they have to make. When you lose your medic like that and the enemy team has like a full Uber, you just kind of just have to go anyway and see what you can do. And being this passive is actually going to hurt them in the long run, because if you die pretty much after your medic dies, you kind of get the same respawn wave. But now they're kind of like cut thin, stuff like that. Oh, the sniper could potentially get the NG. Yes, gets a body shot on the Zacha, and the sentry is going to go down fairly soon. Charging his shots there, and the sentry is very weak, and down it goes. Very well played by the sniper.
Though he does have the dispenser still, they might be able to rebuild this, but they're not going to wait for that. They're just getting aggressive on the cart. Oh, there's a dispenser down. So yeah, so we got the heavy on the cart, heavy versus heavy action, hot and heavy, and the sniper is getting in here, trying to get a sneaky shot on the guy, but they have high ground right here, but it doesn't matter. Scout on the cart, Pyro on the cart, just taking that ground and taking what they're giving them. Yeah, they might be able to sneak cap this while the combo's holding up here.
Medic actually looked at the medic looked at the sniper and actually was forced there out of, I guess, panic. So very well, nice, like, what do you call it? Like, frightened play when you just look at them and just go boo, and then they pop their Uber.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta commend the scout there who used bonk in kind of in a cute way to bonk around the cart, waited for it to wear off, and then got the cap underneath the heavy man. The combo, and was able to get the capture underneath the noses of the combo. But we already got a gun up here. Demoman going down when he had stickies underneath the gun.
I'm seeing a lot more aggression here from Bote. Keep in mind they were really struggling to capture the points last round. They got a lot of ground this round, pretty much a lot faster than last round. So it looks like they are stabilizing, and maybe having a proper server helps out a lot.
And TC engineer down, so that gun is pretty weak. Just needs to get shot by someone, anyone.
Oh, nice scout work there, shutting down Upa, or at least hurting him or her. Didn't see the soldier there.
Engineer gets back up, gets Rescue Ranger Wrangler on it, and he's going to get that gun healed up. And that was a kind of an opportunity wasted for them to be able to take that gun down.
Yeah. You just need to shoot it until it blows up, pretty much. But this like getting a coordinated push here, if you're not very experienced or have like a strategy for this, can be pretty tough.
Yeah.
With this, however, the gun is still only level 2, so it's not optimal just yet. So we have the sniper for Bote. He is watching. That's a bot shot on Doman. Doman is down to. Oh, headshot there on Oxy. Takes Oxy out.
Ubers on each side coming through a PC or IT or house, whatever you want to call it here. Ubers exchange. Pyro air blasting the Demo. Demo gets disconnected. Then Pyro body blocks the medic. Very clever. Now getting stuck in here. Johnny not looking good. Only with the Soldier Man. Might get reflected killed. Nope. Monkey taking down the Pyro there. Now 1v1 versus the Heavy. That's not going to end well. And looks like definitely TC is going to get the better of that exchange, as the medic is now at a disadvantage rebuilding here on Bote.
Sniper killing Mickey, the sandwich eating Heavy, who decided to eat right next to the dispenser. Not the wisest of choices for location.
This cart, can they get a spy cap on this cart? That looks very, very close on the, yeah. They
Yeah.
could get a spy on the backside of this and just keep touching it, you
You
know?
can also send a bonk scout to do that as well.
Yeah,
Let's,
definitely.
take a look and see where Kaiser is. Kaiser is actually, he's around. He's dead rigging. Actually runs into the other spy here, having a bit of a revolver duel. Makes the other spy run away.
And Johnny must have went down there somewhere because he's now about 60 to 70% behind right now, which is just going to delay that push about 40 more seconds. They just need someone to touch this cart, can't let it roll back, even just suicide on it, and then respawn, go for the push, because having that cart very close is very useful for your pushes.
They're being way too passive. They should just be go in there, and when they're taking damage, they should just be running back. They're just kind of just hanging around. I guess they want to go with an Uber, but if you send it now, you can get an Uber and have time to respawn and go in with your medic's Uber. So I'm not sure if this passivity is advisable.
Looks like Red is going to take going to get aggressive here themselves, getting that pushing into the heavy, taking them out as their medics running away with that full charge, opting not to use it in that circumstance, but was able to get the heavy down as they're about 100%. Bote is, but they are missing one of the power classes.
Yeah, and the gun is actually gone as well, so that happened off camera. So, oh, look at this engineer! He's gonna go for he just waltz right in there, and I think he's gonna relay to his team. It's just to, at any point in time, just attack. They can do that because the engineer just literally waltz up to the medic there, almost.
Right, they need to get someone on the cart here during this push.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh no,
Exchange.
they push right onto the cart.
We have an airborne, dragon flying Devilman Lance here. He's still alive. Sniper's going with the fancy strategy that I like to use is to go towards a Devilman that's weak when you're at full health and have him kill himself. It's a very potent strategy. However, you're left with 30 health, but it's worth the risk.
And Monkey on the cart, trying to get the cap time. It's so close on the Demo Man, spamming him down and takes down the Demo Man while taking himself out, but that's going to be really useful. No stickies on the cart, only a medic heavy pyro to try to defend it. And the medic and heavy can really easily get caught in here as the scout's about to cap the cart. 1v1 with the heavy, doing the ring around the Rosie, trying to get the cart. 1v1 with the heavy, gets 2 meat shots and finally goes down, but this cart just needs to be touched.
Yeah, and they're still just kind of walking around here, even though there's not a whole lot of red presence. There's actually very few here, so I guess they're just reading the situation wrong here. And 7 minutes, 29 seconds. It could have been a lot faster than that. Richmond taking on the enemy sniper's going to give him a lot of leeway here. Oh, almost got the heavy as well. This is what I mean by having insanely long sight lines. And you can actually stand on top of this railing where Richmond is standing as well, so you can just pick off people as you please.
And yeah, just kind of down. This is the infamous 4th point. A lot of spam coming down onto kind of the choke point there as you come around the corner. And what's really important with this is we actually have the Oxy in the flank room or the side room, going 1v1 with a couple different classes with that black box. Very effective. And holding that area is very important to be able to hold this point beyond just being able to keep your, because it keeps pressure off your combo at the top of the hill. It doesn't allow them to get that flank on or getting any of that side damage.
Yep, I'm just watching. Oh yeah, it looks like Oxy's gonna go for the Conjurer. Gonna go for a Conjurer flank. No, Conjurer bomb actually into the medic. And actually kills the Pyro.
Very weak on Bote right now. Very low health, and medic goes down there.
Yep. Very nice play there. It also works as a major distraction, you know, like it allows your other classes to push in when you have a jumping Conjurer soldier, so doing the heal-ceptions.
Almost a full wipe here on Bote as they're just getting respawns now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see what they're going to do here, but they seem just very disconnected from each other as a team in general. They're not really working that well together. Oh, Miss Animator, you're no, sorry, Kaiser actually taking down the Zupperman, the scout there with a revolver from a distance. Oh.
The medic's playing too close. He's going to get caught in here.
Oxy going down to a backstab. Flank is clear, and it looks like this will... Nope. Using their heavy doise. He goes down.
Medic just needs to get out here live. That's the biggest thing. They're at 60%. They need to keep this Uber up. Down to 27 health.
Whoa.
It's down he goes to a long-range sticky. And yeah, that's going to be a big deal with Red now going to have Uber very shortly, and they're going to have to rebuild again.
TC's Pyro with the amazing flare shot on the shoulder. That was pretty impressive, taking him out so far away in the air. Tourist Cake. taking the advice of my analysis of being a tourist medic, of just looking around and never being stabbed by a spy ever. That's actually TC Cupcake. I just realized that's kind of funny. Has a full Uber, and they're looking pretty good right now. Hiding behind the gun, and it's going to be pretty hard to reach right now, so this is pretty good.
And Durham Mitchman just went down as we get a pause in here. The flare flying right at the sniper, man. As I guess we're going to have to wait for this, but with the sniper advantage, I think that he's taking a really poor sightline, Mr. High Five Man on Bote.
Yeah, he's not where he needs to be.
I mean, he got the sniper from that angle, and that's great, but he needs to rotate to house because there's such a great angle that he can get on the combo.
Like, especially from inside the house, if you can just use these windows, because even though you're visible through the windows, if you do not move and you're kind of stationary, people don't really tend to notice you as much because they're kind of just looking for movement a lot of ways.
Yep.
So often they will look at you, and because you're not moving and they're always looking around so quickly, you're basically invisible. And this was one of my favorite spots here, actually using this, like crouching behind here and just shooting up, because the medic is going to be running around there, and you can actually get a nice headshot or body shot off on the medic there, since they've kind of secured the area. It's just Oxy. They actually have a teleporter in there as well, and Oxy is kind of like the only one, along with the scout, contesting that. But both, the spy and the sniper are down for TC right now, so none of those fancy classes. Kaiser though is in a good spot. He's behind, and he can actually go in and zap the gun when his team decides to push. So positional wise from the spy is pretty good, but the rest of the team just, I don't know, I don't feel like going on the tracks is like the smartest idea right now when they have secured the house. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with all of what you said, and I think the other thing to add to that point is that Johnny, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe we've seen an Uber exchange yet on this point from Bote. I believe that
seen so either,
yeah, Johnny just keeps going down, and I called it out a little bit earlier when the heavy, it was like the Johnny and he got taken out by the long range sticky as he's running back, and he ran all the way up the hill. He's so caught in at that point. Buff up your players, send 7, 8 people in. Doesn't really matter, but just get that damage out there, play really safely. The soldier's not going too crazy bombing in constantly, fortunately for Johnny, but, buff up everybody, send that suicide wave in while you're building. Like, don't commit yourself when you're at 60%. And he ran all the way up the hill with 2 players, got caught in, made it out somehow, but then died, and that was a push that was ruined purely from, like, just, I think, kind of like, just getting a little bit too aggressive in his positioning.
Yeah, and I also think they're having struggles actually reading how much of an advantage they have, because they don't seem like when they have an advantage, they don't think they have. Like on the third point, they spent a lot of time when they could have just walked in, and I think when the engineer just literally walked up to the medic and the combo without being noticed, they kind of realized that they could just, like I always say, at any point in time, just attack whenever they feel like it, because there's not a whole lot stopping them, because the engineer had already moved out and put up his gun elsewhere, and the combo was in the transition of moving, so they're not really taking the opportunities they are presented with. I feel they're doing like the kind of standard thing with some teams are just being way too passive, and it's hurting them in the long run.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that just is, I think TC is playing a good game, but I would say that's more that Bote is playing a bad game without being aggressive, and TC's just not being pressured at all, so they can pretty much be doing anything right now, and they're going to be winning, just kind of playing just a really solid game, I guess is probably what I'd say they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Mission ends in
I'll be curious to see how, if they even get this capture time. They did at least put up a decent time for the first 3 points, but I think there's about a minute left on the clock, minute 30, when the pause happened. So they probably won't capture the 4th point more than likely. So they're going to have to rely on that second and third hold, and I'll be curious to see if Bote, despite having struggling on offense here, if they can at least change that around on defense. You don't need to be as aggressive on defense to win the game, so I'll be curious to see how what happens when the tables flip.
Yeah, and also the first round, their defense wasn't as good, but I think they're kind of shaping up right now. They're playing a bit better, but not as good as they should.
Also, I don't know if you want to get your camera on the Blue Engineer, but I think you should. It's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, he's doing the Texas Shake 'em with the duck inside his ribs dance.
Little shimmy, the little, like, I don't know about you, but that instills fear into people. That's why I jump as much as possible as an engineer main. It's that the little inchi shake.
Yeah. I mean, when I see that, I just pack up and leave. I just can't. It's like they have a jumpy engineer fall back. So Oxy kind of just being a wizard, living up to the hat that the character is wearing. Oh yeah, it looks like pause is over. We will have TF on ice and people opting not to take shade or sun for a little bit. And apparently it was the medic for Bote that had some issues.
And he's actually at 70% right now with both teams having 9 up right now. So they should be getting them push in here shortly, but they're not taking a lot of ground freehand, and they actually have a trap. TC does right around this corner, so we'll see if that's able to catch the medic out as they push up the corner with this Uber in about a few seconds.
I like how the heavy's just crouching back and forth. Oh! Oh!
Medic's around the corner!
Oh, the heavy goes jumping! He's still alive. Here comes the push. Uber exchange. They need to get the sentry, but here's the pyro in front. Wow, they backed up real early out of that.
And that's okay, though, because that means they have Uber advantage now. It's in the red popped a little bit later on that, so that's actually not a bad play.
Yeah. But Mirchandban drops the tourist cake. I'm sorry, a high five, and then he gets dropped by the other sniper. But a medic for a sniper, that is definitely worth it when you are attacking. And in general,
absolutely,
pretty much.
Yeah, with 50% advantage now.
But they can't just afford to wait here. They have to do something. Like they have to be in their face constantly, because being this passive outside of spawn is going to allow the defenders to do exactly what they want, and you never want your opponents to be able to do that.
Monkey doing his job, getting a nice 2-for-1 there as MS Animator just barely misses a backstab and gets popped up the air, and as most says, takes on the spy and soldier in the house. They have at least that flank side as an option, but they're almost at 100%, so they need to get out here very shortly. They cannot waste it.
And there's a couple of stickies. No trap. Very early Uber coming in here. Let's see if they're going to be able to do anything with this.
Where's their team? They're by themselves.
Yeah, they're a bit scattered. And here comes the spine. Oh, almost got the heavy. Oh, here comes the flying pyro. They need to get some
behind distracting.
Yeah, distracting place. That's very good actually. The pyro's way back. They can take advantage of this, but oh, Red Heavy is doing a lot of damage.
He's disconnected from medic and goes down, and gun is up, but they have no power classes. Gun goes down now. This is exactly what Bote needed, this aggression that they needed out of the great distraction plays, and they should be able to take this point with just a sniper taking down Monkey, and now on the card, but oh, he goes down to a body shot, and yeah, this should be Bote's point finally.
Oh, stab here. What is that, Scout? You need to wake up and listen, because your pyro friend got stabbed right next to you. Didn't even notice, and he's not using the silent stabber, so that was a bit sloppy, but the card is moving, and they do cap it at 13:02, which is
and TC already has Uber advantage here, 100% Uber, so we shouldn't be seeing a push in right away, and they're actually kind of holding fairly aggressively up at this upper balcony area.
Yeah, and they're actually watching. Can you?
But that's actually going to be pretty good, because they can drop down on the cart as needed with this Uber if the medic is called to be close.
Kirk is moving on the ground here. They do see the stickies, so they could get blown around. Oh! That could have been really bad if that was a proper detonation there.
And MS Animator are getting ready to get a backstab and the medic potentially waiting at this window for the right opportunity.
So let's see here where he is. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's in a good spot using the cloak and dagger.
Perfect spot now.
Oh!
Johnny at 100% coming around here, getting stabbed. Oh, on the medic, tries to get it. Does not get the stab on him as we get Uber exchanged here, with Red getting much the better Uber, keeping the high ground, and just Des coming out the way for Bote, as they have 3 down now, and they just need to get the cart closer. Like,
huge opportunity here for a blue soldier coming in. 1 rocket, 2 rocket. Oh, gets the medic. Definitely worth the wait there. He was waiting in the corner, not giving away his position, and it worked out, so now... And then Spud just kills the other medic, so they're equalized on that point. So now it's whoever's better without an Uber. If they don't have, you don't have an Uber, and they don't have an Uber, you can push, I guess.
Well, this card, even when it's this close and covered by a Wrangler, you can get behind it and just have it inch up just a little bit, or just put, they have the sniper actually, their Mishman is down on the cart. You can get a gun down by there as an engineer and kind of just to spam them so you can't do anything.
Yeah,
but Demo's coming out here, spamming over the point.
He's going to go down pretty quickly here. 27 health there, and yeah, he's just gonna hide behind these barrels.
Engineer getting a little bit aggressive here on the
Still
side.
alive, though. Nice
Oh,
take
gun down by Heavy. Really nice job
Yeah.
there, and this is going to give him a lot of flexibility to take high ground or low ground, but just get on that cart. Get that cart going forward. They have no gun covering it. Put that pressure on them. Make them focus the cart, and then take a different flank.
Yeah, you just need to do suicide in on the cart, man. Like, if you can go in and get the cart to move forward and then die and then do it again, you're going to win eventually. But now the gun is being rebuilt, and the dispenser is still up, and there is a large ammo pack respawn there. So Kaiser here has to make something happen here. What does he do? Does he go for the sniper, or does he go for the gun, who's almost level 3 again? Both teams having Uber right now.
Sniper going down on TC here, which is getting the opportunity. That was their only person watching the cart directly. The Demoman has rotated over to put some stickies down.
What they could do is that the sniper and the soldier could potentially
And
just
she
do a
dead.
charge shot. Oh! Yeah, no defender for... No, yeah, gun is down as well. Now I just need to stack the cart and push it in the hole, pretty much.
Uber's exchanged here, ready, obviously, again, getting the better of that, but they can just get people on the cart. 9 seconds on the cart. They just need to throw bodies at it. Each team does. As the sniper goes down, soldier on the right side. A lot of stickies going down on the cart. Demoman coming up the side. A lot of spam coming down the cart, and this is looking like it's going to go TC's way.
Only a Devilman left, and he's not going to do it, so... Yeah, if TC needs to... Well... I'm not entirely sure how the rules work, but if they cap the 3rd point faster, they win. And if they
I
don't...
believe it's the 4th point, because they got 4 points.
Yeah, I mean the 4th. Sorry, because I'm not used to this many points on the payload. But yeah, but if they don't, they have to capture the last point, and if they don't do that, it's a draw. Right?
No, it would be so they have 2 ways to win and 1 way to lose. So if they get, I guess they have 2 ways to lose, because if they get stopped before they cap 4 at all, they lose. And if they don't cap, because if they cap 4th earlier, then 13:02 they win, right? So let's say they cap it at 14 minutes. Then if they don't cap last, since they capped 4 slower, they lose.
All right.
It'll only end in a draw, I guess, maybe if they cap at exactly the same time, but I don't know if that's possible. But maybe. Never seen it.
Yeah. All right. Well, it rarely happens. That'd be huge if I had a draw.
TF2 first.
Mission begins.
All right. So both teams on regular Uber. No shenanigans here whatsoever. Looking pretty standard.
4,
So teams have been switched.
2, 1.
Bote is now defending. Let's see. Their sniper. Yeah, he's in the house again. Gonna do some harassment work. Does get taken out by the militiaman immediately. Sniper and his blue team.
And just getting that time suit in the car, getting out there, and oh yeah, heavy going down.
Yeah, that's red heavy is dead. So let's see here. I'm gonna watch the sentry, because that's gonna be pretty important. 3 down. Sniper just respawning. Also no teleporter, because they're using the backwards teleporter. Gun here is taking some damage. The gun is actually in the front here. It doesn't have a lot of backup here. He needs to pack up and lead. Oh no, he went down. Dak went down, and oh no, the gun went down as well. So no backwards teleporter. Well, the teleporter's up, but no gun.
Was he trying to repair it with his wrench?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, I was kind of curious because I thought he was rescue ranger trainer, which would basically take him away from all that spam. But yeah, him going down, and now we got Uber out from blue. I don't see where it's at. It's at the one-way area. Now Uber out for the red, much better. But the heavy and demo basically ran away. Heavy's gonna go down here, but the demo man is actually behind on 3rd right now, being chased down by the engineer with the rescue ranger. Not sure if that's a good idea. Complete distractions is going on, and they actually should be able to push the cart pretty easily, unless this combo is able to spam them down.
Yeah, but they do have to deal with that heavy on the high ground. Might be a bit tougher. Spy coming in here. Yep, stabs the scout, and yeah, nice distraction play there. He's going to go down to the pyro, though. But they did stop the cart from moving forward, and that is what defense is all about.
And Demo is actually still behind, distracting this engineer. Engineer needs to give up this fight and just start building. As Heavy sees the Demo man, he's going to be able to take him out. Distraction, always really useful on Swiftwater, as the combo actually drops down from the high ground to cover the cart. And the engineer, a nice snipe by high five on the blue engineer right there.
Yep, so the engineer, Dak, is building on the third point here. It's a bit of a strange position, but I guess it could work.
And actually, just to say, the red medic just went down there, got caught in the stairwell there, holding a little bit too aggressively. Mickey dropped down on top of them and took out the heavy, took out the medic. And now big advantage is going to be the way up. Actually, no, I'm sorry, they're about even. The blue medic went down as well there. Never mind, I take it back.
Yeah, Spud here, deciding he doesn't want any more sniper, just jumps on him and kills him. After, yeah, and then, oh, red heavy caught out of position here. Now has the mini-crit. He's actually just standing there. And then he dies, so kind of... Well, he just wanted to die, but they actually stalled his death, so it actually didn't work against him. He should have just fired and died quicker.
Yeah, this mech needs to get out this respawn door right now for them to have any chance. They only had 4 up during that transition from second. Good job by most of them getting out alive, and they need to get to 4th right now and start rebuilding, because that is their only chance. They have 9 minutes on the clock here to be able to hold 4th. Soldier already in, Oxy in the backfield, going to try to bomb potentially. Nope, opting to play it a little bit safer, but here comes a combo in, medic in. 70% charge. They're actually a little bit behind, but they're not. They're letting that aggression just flow through as they're getting really aggressive here, getting in front of the cart. And really nice job by TC here.
Counter jump by the soldier is not going to be enough. He goes down, and a lot of blue here, and they're being really aggressive. They trade heavies. Either team has a heavy now, and now, oh yeah, it looks like, yeah, defenders are going to be stopping the cart for just a moment here while the blue team respawns and regroups.
And just as I was commenting about the aggression, good play out of TC, the red medic, or I'm sorry, blue medic, Tourist Cake, went down there in that exchange, and so basically 100% Uber advantage for Bote here. But down goes the heavy, and they're playing really passively. You can't play down this low area. You're giving them too much ground. The Uber comes out, but it's only them on the Uber. Medics drops the demo man due to the Pyro Air Blast, and they're not going to really be able to do much with this.
Yeah, and the medic's got out of position now as well with, I guess, the scout here, and he does get taken out, so no medic for the defending team right now. Blue medic is being pressured a lot. The scout, well, they did take out the dome in, but should have really gone for the medic. There's a bit of a misprioritization there by the defending scout. As we have a scout versus scout here, and the red scout's kind of on fire here. Double kill, it looks like.
Bote is going to need to pull off something amazing with the TC's medic at 80% advantage right now. They've been playing really passively this entire point. They can't do that anymore. Gun going down, getting taken out with a sapper and a snipe, and Uber comes in here, exchange, Demoman coming in over the top, getting air blasted back, heavy getting air blasted back, doesn't stop the Demoman, he's charging in, and on the engineer, getting air blasted by the Pyro again, Pyro going down for Bote, and a lot down for Bote, and this is going to just be walking it in. As TC is going to walk to the victory.
You can see Milchman here just taking advantage of this house here, being all the way in the back. He's going to eventually go out here. Soldier versus soldier action in, yeah. TC takes it pretty convincingly.
Yeah, that is, the big thing I saw there from Bote at the end is that TC just using their aggression, obviously, it didn't work the first time, but it still scared them. It got the damage out. They used the respawns to push up right away, and Bote just playing really passively on that 4th point. And that was ultimately they got disconnected on their Uber advantage, and yeah. It's a good game, but I think just a couple of mistakes there that I think really could have turned the game around.
Yeah, it was basically just the information flow where they had a bunch of, they didn't take advantage of the opportunities, and they often, misjudged if they had an advantage or not, and then TC didn't, and they came out on top most of the engagements. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been Blackout Gaming TV, Bote, Salva, Vidas versus TC Crash on UGC European Platinum, Season 12. I've been HiGPS, with me has been Sigafoo. Any last words before we close out for today?
Just want to give just look at the logs real quick. I want to say Mitchman going huge there in the 2 rounds, getting 33 kills with the closest one to him is 23. So sniper heavy map, just as you said, exactly the case. But it's been great casting me. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, and we will see you guys with some casts later. See